I wasn't going to make this video today. I'm literally going through my notes, cleaning up some research, and I keep seeing the same phrase everywhere. Never run out of money in retirement. And it gets used like a magic trick. Like somebody figured out a secret formula, and now you just buy the thing or follow the guru and the problem disappears. That is not how this works. Never run out of money is not a product. It is not a promise. It is a discipline. And the discipline has rules. Specific, boring, repeatable rules that you follow even when the market is ugly and your emotions are loud. And I think you deserve the full story. So here it is. I'm recording this video right now because this topic is quietly costing retirees real money. Comment where you're watching from so I can see how far these videos travel. And real quick, if you value calm numbers first retirement breakdowns like this, do me a favor, subscribe and comment Retirement Risk Watch so the algorithm knows you want more of this. Now, in case you haven't seen what I'm talking about, here's the claim making the rounds. Just follow this one strategy, and you'll never run out. Buy this annuity and you're set. Get a 7% yield and live off income forever. And on the surface, it sounds airtight. It sounds like certainty. But when you slow it down piece by piece and you look at inflation, behavior, taxes, and sequence risk, you realize the reality is more nuanced. That's clean. It's also incomplete. So I'm going to break down 5 rules. Not 3, not 10, 5. The ones that actually matter. The ones that show up in every retirement that works and are absent in every retirement that breaks. So, let's start with what we can verify. Never running out of money is not about having a big enough number. It is about having a system that adapts. Because retirement is not a fixed 30-year spreadsheet. It is a living, changing, real-life experience with market cycles, tax law changes, health costs, inflation, and the emotional weight of watching your account balance fluctuate while trying to pay bills. Here's the clean way to think about it. You are not trying to predict the future. You are trying to build a plan that survives multiple versions of the future without breaking. And that requires rules. Not feelings, not hope. Rules. Here is rule 1. Know your spending floor and protect it. Your spending floor is the minimum monthly dollar amount your life requires. Utilities, food, housing costs, insurance, healthcare, transportation. The absolute baseline. Not your comfortable life. The floor. This number matters more than your portfolio balance because it tells you the minimum the machine must produce. And if you don't know this number precisely, you cannot build a sustainable withdrawal plan. You're flying blind. So write it down. Today, your monthly floor, multiply by 12. That is your annual minimum. Every other retirement decision flows from that number. Here is rule 2. Build a withdrawal guardrail and respect it. A guardrail is a rule that tells you when to adjust spending before the portfolio gets damaged. When your withdrawal rate rises beyond a certain threshold because the portfolio dropped and spending stayed fixed, you make a pre-planned adjustment. Not a panic move. A pre-planned, written, agreed-upon move. Here's the clean way to think about guardrails. You don't wait until you're in financial danger to change your spending. You change spending when an early warning signal appears, because early adjustment is cheap. Late adjustment is painful. Write down your guardrail triggers. If my withdrawal rate exceeds X, I reduce flexible spending by Y. If my portfolio drops Z%, I pause inflation increases. These are not rules that take away your retirement. These are rules that protect it. Here's a question for you. Do you have written guardrail rules for your retirement spending right now? Comment yes I do or not yet. Because if the answer is not yet, today is the day to start. Here is rule 3. Maintain a cash runway and refill it on schedule. You have heard this from me before and I am going to keep saying it because it is that important. A cash runway is not keeping some cash around. It is a target, a number, a commitment. Your runway is the amount of essential spending you can fund without touching stocks or long-duration bonds. When markets are down, you use the runway. When markets recover, you refill the runway. This maintenance cycle is what stops sequence risk from becoming permanent damage. Here's the clean way to think about the runway. It is not a savings account. It is a time machine. It buys you the time to survive a bad market without selling the assets you need for a 30-year retirement. Write down your runway target. In months. Right now. Then check whether your current liquid safe assets match that target. If they don't, you have an action item. Here is Rule 4. Manage taxes as a lifetime system, not a yearly problem. Most retirees think about taxes once a year when they file. That is too late. Taxes in retirement are not an annual event. They are a lifetime architecture problem. Your withdrawal order, your conversion decisions, your income stacking, your required distributions, all of these interact. And if you never look at the whole picture, you will make locally rational decisions that create globally irrational outcomes. You will save a little on taxes this year and create a massive tax problem 3 years from now. Here's the clean way to think about lifetime tax management. Every dollar you have sits on a different toll road. Different roads have different tolls at different times. Your job is to choose which road to drive on each year in a way that minimizes your lifetime toll bill, not just this year's toll. Write down your tax buckets: traditional, Roth, taxable, cash. Know the tax behavior of each. And every year, ask yourself, am I pulling from the right bucket this year? Or am I creating a problem for future me? Here is Rule 5. Build spending flexibility into your identity, not just your spreadsheet. This is the rule nobody wants to talk about because it sounds like sacrifice. It is not sacrifice. It is resilience. Spending flexibility means you have identified in advance, before the storm, which spending categories are essential and which are optional. And when the plan needs adjustment, you cut in the right order without existential crisis. Here is why this matters. Retirees who blow up plans rarely blow them up in one dramatic moment. They blow them up through 1,000 small decisions to not cut anything, ever. Because every expense feels justified. And the result is a rigid spending plan attached to a volatile income machine. That combination will eventually break. So you write down your spending layers. Essentials first. Then near essentials. Then lifestyle upgrades. Then pure discretionary. In a downturn, you cut from the bottom of the list upward. You protect the foundation. You reduce the optional. And here is the mindset shift that makes this possible. Spending flexibility is not about living less. It is about living adaptably. The retiree who can reduce spending by 10 to 15% in a bad year without feeling like their world ended is far more financially powerful than the retiree with a bigger portfolio and rigid spending. Now, here's the skeptical alternative. Someone will say, 5 rules sounds simple, but life is complicated. Fair. Here's how it can fail. If you write these rules down and then ignore them when emotions take over, you have rules on paper and chaos in practice. The rules only work if you follow them in the moments when following them is hardest. That is what discipline means. So what does this actually mean for you? It means retirement security is not about the magic number. It is about the right rules followed consistently over time. Now, here is a simple action plan. No drama. Step 1. Write down your monthly spending floor, the absolute essential number. Step 2. Write down your cash runway target in months and check whether you currently meet it. Step 3. Write down one guardrail trigger. 1. The thing that happens in your portfolio that will trigger a spending adjustment. Step 4. Sketch your tax buckets. 3 columns: traditional, Roth, taxable. Put approximate balances in each. Step 5. Write down 3 spending categories that are optional. These are your thermostat controls. Write it down. Decide X first, then Y. Keep it sane. Now, let's map 3 plausible paths without pretending we can predict the exact market. Path 1. Markets cooperate and inflation stays manageable. In this world, these 5 rules make retirement feel smooth and confident. You refill the runway, respect the guardrails, and manage taxes proactively. Boring success. Path 2. Early market stress or unexpected expenses. In this world, the rules are what keep you from spiraling. The spending floor tells you what must be protected. The runway buys time. The guardrail triggers an adjustment before damage compounds. The tax bucket awareness prevents panic withdrawals from the wrong account. Optional Path 3. Extended inflation and market pressure simultaneously. In this world, every rule gets tested, but people who have written rules make better decisions under pressure than people who improvise. The discipline shows up when it matters. I'm not predicting it. I'm saying it's within the set of things life can do. Both worlds can be true at different times. That is not a doom call. That is a planning call. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people do not run out of money because their portfolio is too small. Most people run out of money because they had no rules. They withdrew without guardrails. They spent without flexibility. They ignored taxes until they became a surprise. They held no runway and were forced to sell at the worst times. The money was often there. The system was not. And that is fixable. Right now, before you retire, or in the early years of retirement, when the plan can still be adjusted, here are the rules I use, and you can steal them. 1. Decide your maximum withdrawal guardrail first. Write it down. If you're losing sleep, you're pulling too hard, or you're invested too aggressive. 2. When markets run hard and you're up a lot, refill your cash runway. Not forever, just enough to buy you time. 3. Don't confuse income with safety. A high yield is not a safety guarantee. 4. The best time to make a retirement decision isn't when you're scared or hyped. It's when you can still breathe and do the math. So here's what we covered. Rule 1. Know and protect your spending floor. Rule 2. Build and respect withdrawal guardrails. Rule 3. Maintain a cash runway and refill it on schedule. Rule 4. Manage taxes as a lifetime architecture, not a yearly event. Rule 5. Build spending flexibility into your identity, not just your spreadsheet. The real risk isn't just the market. It's timing, taxes, and behavior. So if you want to never run out of money, stop looking for magic and start building the system. Now, here are my questions for you. First, which of the 5 rules feels most missing in your current retirement plan? Comment the number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Second, have you ever written down your monthly spending floor? Comment yes or not yet. If you got value out of this, subscribe and comment Retirement Risk Watch so I know you want to follow up when the next update hits. And if this helped you, share it with someone who's trying to retire without making expensive mistakes. All right, take care of yourself, stay sharp, and I'll talk to you soon. And just so we're crystal clear, this is educational content and commentary. It's my take based on publicly discussed information and my own reasoning. And it's not personal financial advice. I'm not your advisor. I don't know your goals or your risk tolerance. And I could be wrong. Do your own homework. Consider your situation. And if you need personal advice, get it from a qualified professional who knows your situation.